A dangerous game. The stakes of cartel reporting. Imagine this. You're a journalist. Your mission is to uncover the truth, no matter how dangerous it might be. Your job is to tell the truth, to bring light to the darkest corners of society. You uncover a dark secret, a secret that could shake the very foundations of power. A powerful drug cartel is behind it. Their influence stretches far and wide, corrupting everything in its path. They don't want you to talk. They will do anything to keep their secrets hidden. What do you do? This is the reality for many journalists. The constant fear, the ever-present danger, especially those investigating drug cartels. These journalists walk a fine line between life and death. These criminal organizations operate with impunity. They have the resources to silence anyone who stands in their way. They use violence and intimidation. Their reach is vast. They have money. They have power. They have no mercy. They will silence anyone who gets in their way. Threats are just the beginning. Journalists who dare to expose them face terrifying consequences. Threats, kidnappings, even death. The stakes are incredibly high. But some brave souls refuse to be silenced. They continue their work despite the risks. They risk everything to shine a light on the darkest corners of the world. This is their story. The story of courage, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of truth. These journalists are the unsung heroes, fighting a battle that many of us cannot even imagine. They are the voice for the voiceless, the light in the darkness. Their work is not just a job, it's a calling that demands the highest level of bravery and dedication. This is the stakes of cartel reporting. The price of truth. Fallen journalists. These are the brave souls who dared to speak out, who risked everything to bring the truth to light. The fight for truth can have a hefty price tag. Just ask Javier Valdez Cardenas, a man who dedicated his life to uncovering the hidden truths of his homeland. He was a Mexican journalist. He knew the risks. Every day he faced the possibility of retribution, yet he continued his work undeterred. He exposed the drug trade in Sinaloa, Mexico. His reports shed light on the dark underbelly of society, revealing the intricate networks of crime and corruption. He wrote about the violence that plagued his country, the senseless bloodshed that tore communities apart. His words painted a vivid picture of the harsh realities faced by many. He wrote about the corruption that infiltrated every level of government, the insidious influence that eroded the foundations of justice and democracy. In 2017, he was gunned down, murdered in broad daylight. His assassination was a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those who dare to speak the truth. His death sent shockwaves through the world. Javier is not alone. His story is one of many, a tragic chapter in the ongoing struggle for truth and justice. Hundreds of journalists have been killed. Many more have disappeared, their voices silenced, their stories left untold. Yet, their legacy endures. Their crime? Reporting on the cartel's brutal activities. They uncovered the secrets that powerful forces wanted to keep hidden, and they paid the ultimate price. These courageous individuals put their lives on the line. They ventured into the most dangerous territories, armed only with their pens and cameras, driven by an unwavering commitment to the truth. They did it for the truth. They did it for justice. And in their memory, we must continue their fight. We must honor their sacrifice by ensuring that their stories are never forgotten, and that their courage inspires future generations to stand up for what is right. Living in fear, constant threats, and intimidation. This is the daily reality for many journalists around the world. They wake up each day not knowing if it will be their last. The fear is palpable, a constant companion that shadows their every move. Imagine living with a target on your back. Every step you take, every story you write, could be the one that puts you in the crosshairs. It's not just a metaphor, it's a chilling reality. Every day is filled with fear. Looking over your shoulder becomes second nature. The crowded streets offer no solace, only more places for danger to lurk. The anxiety is relentless, gnawing at your peace of mind. That's the reality for journalists who dare to cross the cartels. They receive death threats. Their families are threatened. Their homes are vandalized. The message is clear. Stop reporting or face dire consequences. It's a brutal tactic designed to silence the truth. The message is clear. Stop reporting or else. These threats are not empty. They are backed by a history of violence and retribution. The fear is not just for themselves, but for their loved ones as well. Some journalists are forced into hiding. They flee their homes, their cities, sometimes even their countries. Disguises become a part of their daily lives, a necessary measure to stay one step ahead of those who wish them harm. They leave their loved ones behind. The emotional toll is immense, as they say goodbye to their families, not knowing when or if they will see them again. It's a sacrifice made in the name of truth and justice, all to escape the cartel's wrath. The pursuit is relentless, a constant reminder of the danger they face. It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, with their lives hanging in the balance. The psychological toll is immense. The constant stress and fear can lead to anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. The isolation only compounds these feelings, leaving them feeling alone and vulnerable. Living under constant threat takes its toll. The stress is unrelenting, affecting every aspect of their lives. They are always on edge, always looking over their shoulders, never able to fully relax. But some refuse to be silenced. They continue to report. Their dedication to the truth is unwavering, even in the face of danger. They know the risks, but they also know the importance of their work, even in the face of danger. Their courage is a testament to the power of the press, a reminder that the truth cannot be silenced. They stand as beacons of hope, shining a light on the darkness, refusing to back down. Silencing the messenger, the impact on journalism. When journalists are silenced, we all suffer. A free press is essential for a functioning democracy. It holds the powerful accountable. It exposes corruption. It informs the public. But when cartels target journalists, it creates a chilling effect. Reporters are afraid to cover certain stories. News organizations self-censor. The truth is buried. This climate of fear allows corruption to flourish. It allows criminals to operate with impunity. It undermines the very fabric of society. A global crisis cartel influence beyond borders. The problem extends far beyond Mexico. Drug cartels operate globally. They have influence in many countries. Their tentacles reach across borders. They corrupt officials. They bribe law enforcement. They silence anyone who stands in their way. This global reach makes it even more difficult to combat. It requires international cooperation. We need to protect journalists. We need to hold cartels accountable. We need to fight for a world where the truth can be told without fear. The digital battlefield: online harassment and censorship. Cartels have moved their tactics online. They use social media to intimidate journalists. They spread disinformation. They launch coordinated attacks. This online harassment can be relentless. It takes a toll on the mental health of journalists. Some are driven offline altogether. This digital censorship is a growing threat. We need to find ways to protect journalists online. We need to ensure that they can continue to do their job without fear of reprisal. Courage under fire. Journalists who refuse to be silenced. Despite the risks, many journalists continue to report on cartels. They do it because they believe in the power of truth. They do it because they know that their work is vital. These courageous individuals are an inspiration. They are on the front lines of a dangerous battle. They deserve our support. We need to amplify their voices. We need to protect them. We need to ensure that their work continues. A call for protection, safeguarding journalists worldwide. Protecting journalists is everyone's responsibility. Governments need to do more to protect journalists. They need to investigate and prosecute those who attack them. News organizations need to provide better security for their staff. They need to train them on how to operate in dangerous environments. We all have a role to play. We can support organizations that defend press freedom. We can speak out against violence against journalists. We can demand justice for those who have been killed. The power of truth. Why this story matters. This is not just about journalists. This is about our right to know. When journalists are silenced, we are all kept in the dark. We are denied the information we need to make informed decisions. We are denied the truth. We must stand up for journalists. We must defend their right to report freely and without fear. The truth depends on it. Our democracy depends on it. An uncertain future. The ongoing battle for press freedom. The battle for press freedom is far from over. Journalists continue to face threats. The cartels continue to operate with impunity, but we cannot give up hope. We must continue to fight for a world where journalists can do their job without fear. We must continue to demand justice for those who have been silenced. The truth is worth fighting for.